Hotep was going down, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Been a rough time in America and the world. First, we want to say condolences to everybody that has lost their life. We want to talk about the reasons why we're out here feeling the way we're feeling. The murdering of unarmed black and brown men and women in this country that has continued to transpire. This is not a new problem in America. It is a problem that is American. It's not a problem that black and brown people have to fix. We need allies to fix this problem. So it's one thing I want to say, but I just wanted to start off with that. I do have a network. I have a podcast that I can say what I want to say. I can get some things off, y'all. So you listening to the Confidence in the Klutch podcast. You know what it is. I'm Donald Nelson with Supreme Confidence. And you're listening to the Confidence in the Klutch podcast on the Confidence in the Klutch network. Let me tell y'all my ads as usual. Whether it's a game of basketball, a game of life, you got to add confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck like Milwaukee. Stay woke or get out. Gold ball or bust. You can't fit in when you're standing out. Colorism is dead. Black is black. Get your confidence together. Get your clutch together. Support your own. Listen on Confidence in the Klutch. .podbean.com. Apple, Google Podcasts. I'm on Spotify now. And YouTube. Search Confidence in the Klutch. That's with 2 Ks. Subscribe, share, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes when we go live. It's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Klutch. I don't know for fucking how long, though. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram at KNK. Look like we're finna be straight Twitter. I've been saying that shit for a while, and now with everything that's going on in the country and the way social media is moving and who does what, I think we might be off of Facebook and Instagram very soon, but we'll have to see. Coming up, I just said we're talking about right now what's going on in the country, how y'all feeling, and how I'm feeling, I should say. And we're going to get into the NBA with their reopening plan. So you already know, like always, we're bringing you quality content with strong opinions and facts. At Confidence in the Klutch, we are feared more than love, but never hated. Confidence starts right now. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3 and the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence
4, 5, 6.
in the clutch.
Confidence in the clutch.
It's been a lot going on. So I first of all, I want to salute all the men, the women that's taking part in the uprising and standing up for what is right now. Making sure your voices are heard. Your protests, whether it's donating money, whether it's out there in the streets, I should say, whether it's social media posts, whether it's a podcast, whether you made a video, talking to your children, talking with your parents, talking with your siblings about what this means, inspiring change. I'm in that weird group where you don't see too many of us out there. You see the younger group. I'm 43, and then you see the older population. You don't see that mid group out there so much. So we the ones that probably got to make a little bit more noise instead of letting everybody else fight the battle for us. We're the ones that this is birthed out of, because it's our children out there marching right now. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do a little bit more. It spawned me to want to do something for, being black and what it means in this country. So I have a new podcast coming. All Black Everything, where we can talk about things that affect black people, solutions. We're solution based over here. So I just wanted to share a few things that I'm thinking about right now as far as action steps that we can get a start on. People always talk about what to do, but they don't have no plan. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no plan. We want this, we want that. No, have a plan, yo. It can't be better homes, less crime, better schools for my kids, a better paying job. That's okay. How do you obtain those things? We have to go more than surface deep when we talk about what we want. Okay, so my action steps, I would say, we always got to take care of home first. So talk to your children, educate them, and so they can understand how to move out here and what it means to move out here in the world. How to protect yourself, how will you be perceived by some, whether black, white, yellow, brown, red, or indifferent. Everybody has their own opinions. It's black people that hate black people. It's not just white people that hate black people. So just understand that. All politics are local. Vote or die is almost ready to come back right now. Understand this about your aldermen, your county supervisors, about your state representative, your local representative for the assembly, the state assembly, and the state legislator, who your representative is. These are the people. The legislative branch and the judicial branch are very key to right now in this fight. We can't trust politicians. Don't trust the politicians. Their goal is to get reelected. That's why we got to make sure we get people up in there that's about making change and doing the right things. Because the beefs are all for show. It's like if you go down to the courthouse area bars or wherever after court, you're going to see the judges, the defense attorneys, and the DAs and prosecutors all having drinks together because they just got to do their job. But they never take it personal. But we got to understand we got to get in that mix to make sure that they understand they're working for us. Federal legislation that police brutality is considered a hate crime. I think that's something that has to happen. Protest and vote. Protest and vote. Protest and be on a jury. I forgot who said that. I want to say maybe Spike Lee. I heard him talking about that. Make sure. No, it wasn't Spike Lee. I don't know. I forgot who I was listening to, but they were saying we have to protest and not only vote. We got to protest, and when them juries come, be on the juries, because the worst thing some people hate is to see a black person on the jury. I'm thinking actions that police must live in the district they patrol. Like, so the people, you know what I mean? You got to have a sense of community. It can't be people from outside of the community, never grew up in the community. You expect them to have relationships and understand the people and why things happen. We can't have that. I would say we need representation from the hood. As our council person, like I said, we need to run more. We need to get people out that don't have the city's best interest in where you're living at geographically. Change the restructuring of the representation maps of state senators and legislative and judicial candidates, where they're from. More minorities in positions of power. There's been a 200-year head start. Stop listening to the media. They're either far right or far left. You got to go and search and make sure what they're saying is correct. Don't believe everything you hear and read. Republicans and Democrats are not for black people. That's what people have to understand. Know your history. We were Republicans until Reconstruction. Democrats wanted to spread the slavery. So you got to understand, moderate, somewhere in between. You got to have a little bit of give and take with all of this. Somewhere in between is where you need to be at, in the middle. If you have a voice, speak up. If you can, act if you can. Donate. Whatever you have to do, act if you can. Fuck the systematic racism. That means you can't blame others. It's always systematic. No, motherfucker, what you did was wrong. That's wrong. Point out what's wrong and always have a solution before you get to pointing out shit. And if you don't have a solution, still point it out, but be ready for that blowback. You got to be able to talk about how we can fix things. White people have to fix this problem in America, not black people. We have to be there to tell our stories so they can fix why they hate us. It's not us hating them, it's them hating us. This is a movement, not a moment. Keep it right here, though. We can't do this shit for 2-3 weeks, a month. I understand we're in a pandemic. Now we got racism. We always had that. Now we got the COVID-19 shit. It ain't going nowhere. Keep protesting. Keep this movement open. Understand it's not a moment. And in the words of Killer Mike, plan, plot, strategize, organize, and mobilize. Respect the movement and understand non-visibility does not mean complacency. I see people attacking other black people and why. You don't know what they do. I seen Don Lemon say something about where all the black people are. I understand if you can sit here and talk about your new movie or some clothes, yeah, you should be out there saying this shit ain't right. But if that's not your thing, that's not your cup of tea, then I don't expect you to be out there talking because you don't promote other stuff. And I understand that don't mean you're not black if you don't get out here and do things, because you might be one of them silent people, okay? Remember, Colin Kaepernick didn't want to be the face of the movement. He wanted to start the movement, and that's what he did. There are multiple positions in this war, and everyone is not going to be a frontline soldier. They have to be behind the scenes working. We remember the civil rights era. Harry Belafonte, Sammy Davis Jr., how they contributed to that movement. Okay, it wasn't just MLK and them marching and whatever. They financed that, so MLK and them can do all of that. Just remember, black people are dealing with post-slavery syndrome. Spike Lee said something about it. He was getting interviewed. Yeah, we talked PTSD because he was talking about his new movie, The Five Bloods, based in Vietnam, going back to find the remains of their brother that they left that over in Vietnam, and they go back to try to find the remains. But he was talking about, they came back with PTSD. It wasn't no PTSD back in the 70s. Late 60s, early 70s. But right now we are dealing with post-slavery syndrome. I don't know if reparations is the thing. I've always said from my uncle, shout out to my Uncle Billy, we should not pay any taxes, state of sales tax in this country, federal tax, and we should have all education free PhDs. We shouldn't pay for nothing. Go back to the first person that got a degree from these universities and start paying that money back to their families, and that's it. Don't give me no paper. Let me get this education, and help me save paper that way. You know what I mean? 40 acres and a mule ain't gonna do nothing for me right now. So let's get it together, y'all. So that was my spill on everything that's going on in America. Like I said, the All Black Everything podcast, I'm probably going to have different people. I will have different people on this joint. Be on the lookout for that. But that's the things we're talking about. We're solution-based at Confidence in the Klutch, y'all. So y'all know y'all got to fuck with me. Y'all know I always try to give y'all different ways to look at things, man. It's me, though. All right? All right. So now let's talk about NBA reopening plan. This is why I do what I do. So, it always started out my love for the basketball in the league. So, and I'm on Spotify now, y'all. So those of you that like all your podcasts on Spotify, fuck with your boy. I'm on there now. So I'm everywhere. So we good with that. Something that has happened recently. I went through my second year anniversary, Confidence in the Klutch, in May. So, it's a beautiful thing, man. Trying to get followers up, you know what I'm saying? That's when the ad revenue, but I don't do it to get paid. I do it because I love what I do. And so shout out to all my day ones. Shout out to all my worldwide listeners. I pay attention. All right. NBA's reopening plan. A lot of my information I got from ESPN. Just want to jump it out there. Y'all know y'all love it, how I talk it. So July 31st tip off. Training camp June 30th. Game 7 of finals no later than Monday, October 30th. They were talking before about should the family members come. People don't want to be away from their family from all that time. Family members can join after the first round of the playoffs, but no more than 3 at a time. We're taking 22 teams to Orlando, Florida, to the complex. There would be 13 teams from the Western Conference, 9 teams from the Eastern Conference. Teams that were within 6 games of the AFC were allowed to continue on. Okay, so let's put them teams up right fast. So we got let me get these teams up. The West, I have it right here, y'all. So we have let's start with the West right now. So we got Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Jazz, Thunder, Rockets, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Trailblazers, Pelicans, Kings, Spurs, and Suns. And in the Eastern Conference, we have the Bucks, Raptors, Celtics, Heat, Pacers, 76ers, Nets, Magic, and the Wizards. All those teams. The Wizards are within eight games for within 8 games for within 8 games for 8 games of the Magic, and then the Blazers, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Spurs, the Suns are all within 6 games of the Grizzlies. Okay, so if no playoff, right? If they didn't have this playoff push, they were talking about the loss. The salary loss, you got your TV revenue. They had to get to 70 games, so now most of the teams are going to get to 70 games. Players already are being withheld salary. They were being held like a quarter of it right now, waiting to see how they were going to do everything. So this had to happen. Like I said, 25% is being held right now. So if you didn't do this playoff push and we only did 16 teams, it would have been like 645 million was at risk. Now half of that, well, more than a little bit less than half, 300 million is at risk that they will lose, but not inviting all the teams to come do it. It didn't make sense to bring all the teams back to play a couple games and whatever. So that's why they didn't do that. A lot of people were upset about that. And I don't, it's just we gotta act factual. We still are in a pandemic, and the more people mean more people can be exposed to it. So I understand that. So there's a lot going on. This is how it's going. 6 teams in the West for 1 spot, basically 2 teams in the East for 1 spot. That's basically what it is. 8 regular season games over a 16-day period, 5 to 6 games per day at 3 sites. They're going to have 4 hours between the games to clean up and, change whatever they need to change and clear out things and allow the proper warm-up time for these teams so they can shoot around before the games and all that. Some games will be with opponents that are remaining on the schedule, and each team will play one back-to-back. We're running that back, though. That's one of my new tracks. We're going to run that back-to-back, yo. Let's do this. Hold up. Oh, man, I'm tripping. Oh, man, what's going on, yo? That's what I'm saying, trying to DJ this shit. Okay. It don't want to do it for me. Let's run it back, though. All right. Let me see. If here's how the play-in tournament is going. During the finals, it'll be every other day, though. The play-in tournament for the 8th place, if the 8th and 9th seed, after the 8 games are played, if the 8th and 9th seed are within 4 games, there will be a play-in tournament. If the 8th team loses the first game, they will get another shot at the 9th place team. So it's a double elimination in the next night. And so the 8th seed got to either beat them the first time, or if they lose, they get another shot at it. That's fair. Everyone won't play the same teams. The competition is key. And the 2020-2021 season starts December 1st. Training camp will be November 10th. Okay, so the questions. First up, should Phoenix and Washington even be there? Phoenix is 26-39. The Grizzlies are 32-33. Like, they're right there. They're within the 6 games, right? They're within the 6 games for that playoff spot. So, because they played enough games, Phoenix has to be there, right? Phoenix has to be there. They could have left them out, though. So that means Washington is 24-40. Orlando is 30-35. Could they catch Orlando? Yes, they can. Now, the thing is, are you going to allow these injured players that came back to be allowed? So I'm going to say Phoenix and Washington should be there. But should the hurt players be allowed to play? That's the thing. Can John Wall come back? Can KD and Kyrie come back, which they said they're not? Should they be able to come back? It's going to be a personal thing. I can't see people come back that's been off a year to be rushed to come back, though. I can't really see them coming back. John Wall, like, I can't see people coming back without been playing like that. If they go to the training camp, when training camp open up on June 30th, and they say, hey, man, I've been playing and I think I'm ready to go, I guess so. I don't know how fair or equal that is. We don't do the fair here at Confidence in the Klutch. So equal, I mean, shit, if they're no different than anybody else that was injured. They had injuries when we left, people were injured and they gonna come back healthy. So I guess. Testing. Okay. So if they say the testing is a question mark, they got all these people there. They say they're going to have testing every day with layers of protection that we're used to. We sanitize and wash your hands, do all these great things to make sure you stay safe. If you're a positive player, come back, you quarantine and watch the health of teammates. And that's how we're going to do it. So that's going to be, we hope nobody gets positive tests, but, we have asymptomatic people. So we're going to see how that goes. But they have something set up now. What they do, if a team in the playoffs gets quarantined, now we don't know what they're going to have. They probably have something in the emergency category for if that happens. We don't know that yet. And the draft lottery, we got to think about that. August 25th, and the standings as of March 11th. So then the draft will be October 15th. Free agency would be October 18th. So we have everything together. The NBA is coming back. How I feel about it is they need to come back. They need to finish. Given where the state of the country is, we might be reopening too soon. I mean, just riding through the city today to go pick up some cigars. There's people outside. They couldn't wait to get to their restaurants. And I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can eat at a restaurant again around a whole bunch of people. But we can't live in fear. And the hope is this thing is seasonal like the flu. But we've lost way too many people. It's not seasonal like the flu. We're talking about maybe 140,000 dead by the end of June, which is like 3 months, y'all. You know what I mean? Like 3-4 months since we really been paying attention to this. That's way too many people, y'all. So it's entertainment. It's a game. And should those players risk their health? That's their job. That's your job to play this game. They get paid very handsomely to do it. With proper precautions. Me taking my family there because they got to come in and out of that bubble they're doing. I don't know. I really don't know about that one. That would be tough for me. That would be tough for me. That would be very tough for me to do. I don't know what I would do in that situation. But unfortunately, I'm not in that situation. But I think it's going to be a good thing, and hopefully by that time, we have these other tests. We have the testing is ramping now, so we can test everybody, and then we have the antibodies test to see if you even had it. We don't know what the statistics say about how that's going to come back, if we're going to be able to be immune to it. We don't know all the data for that yet, so. Just something, chalk it up with y'all, chalk it up to my followers and listeners. I know I've been here, without the content, the Confidence in the Klutch podcast, it's hard. But anytime we get some NBA news, I'm gonna be on it, man. So just be on the lookout for that. Me dropping anytime. Listen to the Freddie Gibbs, man. It's amazing. Look up that fettuccine Alfredo. I think it's Alfredo fettuccine. Alfredo, man. Get out a good listen. It's pretty dope. Gangsta Gibbs is dope. And just stay out of the way. Make sure y'all pay attention and believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Got a love affair discussions coming tomorrow. We're gonna try to see if we can talk with this climate. It's kind of hard to talk about relationships, but we got to keep it moving. So we'll be on that tomorrow. And man, that's about it, y'all. I'm gonna be getting up out of there. Take care of yourself, health wise, physically. Take care of yourself mentally as well. I know a lot of people aren't able to be around people. So make sure you still see your parents if you can, see your loved ones if you can. Wear that mask, practice social distance, still wash your hands. Don't get through it to 10 seconds, 6 seconds. Try to still do the 20 seconds. And, I think everything is going to be okay. If you're doing what you've been doing and you don't have the virus, continue to do those things, y'all. So be on the lookout for All Black Everything coming soon. And that's about it, man. I'm still trying to stay creative, man, and do what I do, man. So I want to commend everybody out here in the world, man, and stay safe. If you lost a loved one, my prayers is out to you that you lost a loved one to the COVID-19. And, make sure you're staying awoke and paying attention to what's going on in your city with the uprising. And do your part, man. Do your part. Talk to people. And, try to see what you can do to contribute to the solution instead of being a problem. I'm always with either you with them or you with us. It's just that simple. Either you with them or with us. When I say with them, the oppressors. So either you with them or you with us, the oppressed people, and we're trying to figure out how to stop being oppressed and do our part and then hold them accountable to do their part, y'all. So with all that, I'm about this joint. You already know. Get your confidence together. Get your confidence together. Get your clutch together. Support your own. Support your own. Please support your own. Listen on confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Search Confidence in the Clutch. This Confidence in the Clutch with 2 Ks. Subscribe, share, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes. And when we go live, it's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at K&K. Have a safe and healthy night, y'all. Peace out. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Confidence in the Clutch.